Continuing on this with Inchstones. Inchstones. What an inchstone is it's a small little thing that will make a huge difference. And when you pile the inchstones together, then you take your focus off of the milestones and you put them back onto the little tiny things that can create your moment. And what I want to encourage every single one of you out there is your moment is coming. Every one of you, you have no idea why God put you exactly right here in this spot for this moment to meet a random person or to be in a random situation that will change your entire life. Or it could just change your day, or it could just change your moment. And so when we let him have it, when we let God have it, it's incredible. I just got off a call with a man, Bart Berkeley, and this guy is unbelievable. And I had no idea that a conversation 7 years ago, 8 years ago in a pool, meeting a guy, probably even further than that, but I was in my neighborhood pool. I'm hanging out with my son. He's hanging out with his son. I say to the guy that's in the pool, "How you doing?" He says, "My name is Nick." We start talking. He's in the hospitality industry. Little did I know, years later, that he would introduce me to a guy named Bart, and Bart would create a moment with me this morning. Your moment is on the way. But for our moment to happen, we have to be present in this time right now. And what God is saying to us, every one of us, is just, I got it. I own it all. It's my will, my plan, my timing. That's where I get challenged with this stuff. And in Inchstones, we're doing the corresponding proverb for the corresponding day. I always check to see, like, God, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to like what's happening now? Because sometimes you don't understand all the circumstantial things that are happening right now. That's what I say to him. But he just laughs at me and he's like, everything's going to be okay. And what John Paul DeJoria said to me, he said, everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. You see, your moment is coming. Every one of you. And I want to encourage you. I got encouraged every single day of my life by my parents. I get encouraged by my brother, by my wife, by my kids. But some of us don't have that encouragement to know that you're doing a good job. And that message came from Mr. Bart this morning. He has a podcast that is world-renowned. He's a world-renowned speaker. And he talks about people don't. Most people don't, but you do. And what he was talking about was that little moment, that little encouragement that you could give to every single person that you come in contact with. The encouragement is free. The encouragement could come through text. It could come through email. It could come through a phone call. It could come through a letter. But all of us need that little encouragement for you that you're listening or watching right now to know you're in the exact right place for the exact right time, and you were built for this. You will not miss the bus. The bus was made for you. See, I have a moment that I want to tell you about. I just got a chance to speak at Sport Clips Huddle, about 3,000 leaders in Nashville. And I was getting ready and I had the plan. I was so, excited about it. And I remember about 21 years before this speaking engagement, there was a time where I went and spoke to the same exact company. And I remember when I spoke, I was having a rough day that day and I didn't want to go. I wasn't scheduled to speak. My friend was speaking and he just invited me. Well, I wasn't busy that day, which caused me to be a little down. So I had to fight the fact of being able to get to the place in the first place. And then I finally said, well, what else I got to do? I'm not busy. I'll go ahead and do it. I go down, my friend is as the keynote, and in the front row, he brings me up and has me share a story. In the front row, a lady compliments my necklace. Well, when she compliments my necklace, I hand it to her because my pops had taught me at a very early age, if someone likes something that you have, just give it to them. And so I take off the necklace, give it to her, and she said, thank you, gave me a hug, whatever it was. And I remember when I went to speak last weekend in Nashville, I was thinking, man, I remember that moment the woman asking for the necklace, and I really liked the necklace, but I gave her the necklace. And I said, in my head, I was saying, I wish I could find her. Well, as I was going in, I had a woman stop me and say, hey, I still got the necklace. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, I still got the necklace that you took off and you gave me 21 years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was this moment. But I had to be present. I didn't have my phone out. I wasn't, so I had to be present in that moment, and I captured it. Little did I know 21 years before that woman that asked for the necklace, that I gave her the necklace, was actually employee number 1 of that entire company. And today they have over 15,000 employees, and she's employee number 1. And guess who hired me to come in to do the speaking engagement? She did. So 21 years before, there was a moment, and that moment created magic, that magic took about 21 years to be able to develop. What is the magic in your life right now that's getting started in this moment? This moment. You're going to have moments today. You're probably going to walk by 1,000 people, 500 people, 100 people, 10,000 people, 1,000,000 people if you fly. And there's so many moments that we could stop, we could take, but we have to be present in that moment. And how can we? We could just let God have it. We could just let him have it because he'll deliver. And I can tell you this, there ain't no running from him. I heard a song by the Black Eyed Peas, Ain't No Running From. They use Karma, but I'm not using that one. They said, ain't no running from karma. There's no running. Like, think about that. There's no running from him. Imagine this, that your commitment, whatever you're committed to, eliminates the options of anything contrary to that commitment. CEO, commitment eliminates options. To realize that, like JP said, everything's going to be okay in the end. And if it isn't okay, it's not the end. Beware of this one word, because this one word can stop the moment. It could stop your moment from coming, and it's called pride. I've battled with this, but pride, what I found, comes from insecurity, right? So insecurity is the father, and then the mother is ego, and then the little baby is pride. So when we have insecurity, it'll lead to ego. That ego will lead to pride, but just be careful of that because it'll take away your moment. And if you want to get back to the moment, simply think of filling your heart up with as much love as possible and as much faithfulness to that love as you possibly can. And that will overcome. Remember this, guys. God owns it all. He owns it all, and he'll give it to you as he sees fit. As he sees fit. This is the toughest part. But he owns it all, and he wants to give it to you according to his will, his plan, and his timing. The timing part is probably the hardest. What I want you to realize, too, is that these spiritual laws, or the things that we think about, the corresponding proverb, corresponding day, Proverbs 16, which hits, these spiritual laws transcend circumstance. And so what I want every one of you to realize is that the moment today, the moments, the little tiny moments, are the foundation for all of the magic that's going to happen in your life when you stay present. Look for your moment today. Check out Proverbs 16. I'll put the notes in the bio. Bart, I want to thank you so much because you lit me on fire today. And you, my man, were my moment that created the magic. Success is always in the plan, guys, but the magic is always in the moment. My name is Kelly Cardenas, and I'm officially off the hot seat. Peace, love, and soul.